Hey everyone! As promised, I am taking a look this week at the RAW style mode for Midjourney's version 8.1 model. This is a similar kind of test of the capabilities and overall look when there's no additional styling on top of Midjourney's default. So what is the RAW mode exactly? It's been there for a while now, since V5 I think, but what is it for? RAW mode essentially strips away the AI's automatic artistic flair. Instead of Midjourney adding its own creative touch, it follows your prompt more literally. For simple prompts, this usually results in a more natural, photographic look. For complex prompts, it gives you more control because the AI isn't trying to override your specific style choices. But we shall be testing it out with simple and quite obscure prompts. I like exploring one-word prompts. A quick note also to anyone who might not be aware of it. 8.1 is available only on the Alpha website, just like the initial V8. It is certainly a change from the releases of the past. Previously, they just didn't make a model the default version, but you could always switch to it if you wanted from the settings. But both these models have only been available via the Alpha website. Who knows which one of the versions will actually be released? I have seen a request from Midjourney to do more ranking for the aesthetics of 8.1 and even 8.2. So it might as well be that we will get to 8.2 even before V8 is released to the general public at all, in any version. The test was simple, just one word, and everything set to default with personalization off. The seed stayed as 777 for all of the images, and the only thing that changed was the one prompt word. I selected 50 of my favorites out of the 100 I tested. The results may not be anything impressive, but they will be the truth of the state of this version of Midjourney. So let's take a look. Accretion, the process of growth or increase by the gradual accumulation of additional layers or matter. It creates a cool, abstract aesthetic that feels like things are building up over time. Amaranthine, forever innocent, or a deep purple-red colour. The results lean into a leafy look with cute, anime-style characters. Amorphous, lacking a clear structure or focus. This produces some really interesting porous shapes that don't have a defined form. Anamorphic, an image that appears distorted unless viewed from a specific angle or through a special lens. It's a unique photographic effect that stands out from the standard baseline. Anthracite, a hard, compact variety of coal that has a submetallic luster. Visually, it's a worn, grey material. It might seem a bit plain, but it has a different texture than usual. Aureole, a circle of light or brightness surrounding something, like a halo. This translates well into interior design, giving spaces a nice, glowing vibe. Basaltic, relating to or formed from dark, fine-grained volcanic rock. Expect lots of close-ups of rugged rock textures. Cachinnation, loud or immoderate laughter. The AI interprets this with very large mouths and teeth. It has an anime influence, but feels distinct. Cerulean, a deep sky blue colour. The colour is great, and it seems to trigger an anime-inspired art style. Chiaroscuro, the treatment of light and shade in drawing and painting. It's a classic technique that adds a moody, high-contrast effect to the images. Cinnabar, a bright red mineral consisting of mercury sulfide. You get a mix of the raw red material and anime characters. Coquelicot, the French name for the wild corn poppy, or its bright red colour. This generates some very pretty floral imagery. Crepuscular, relating to or resembling twilight. It captures that lovely moment of sun rays breaking through the clouds. Damask, a reversible fabric of linen, silk, cotton or wool, with a figured pattern woven into it. The patterns are intricate and cool. Some of the generated objects, like wedding cakes, look almost impossibly detailed. Dendritic, having a branched form resembling a tree. It is impressive how the AI handles these random, non-symmetrical branches and roots. It mimics nature quite well. Diaphanous, light, delicate, and translucent. It creates a very specific, airy, flowy, and see-through look. Gloaming, twilight or dusk. This word tends to give the images a nice, painterly quality. Gossamer, a fine, filmy substance consisting of cobwebs spun by small spiders. Since it's bug-related, you see a lot of very detailed, delicate wings. Halation, the spreading of light beyond its proper boundaries to form a fog or halo around an image. It adds a shimmery, glowing shine to the frame. Imbricated, having adjacent edges overlapping, like scales or shingles. This is very pretty and definitely moves away from the standard look. Incarnadine, a bright crimson or pinkish red colour. The style here is very close to the default look from previous tests. Irradiance, the flux of radiant energy per unit area. Labrys, a double-headed ritual axe. In these results, it seems to be treated more as a name for an anime character. Lattice, an interlaced structure or pattern. It creates some very complex, woven-looking designs. Luminance, the intensity of light emitted from a surface per unit area. It changes the way light interacts with the scene in an interesting way. Mandelbrot, a set of complex numbers that forms a famous fractal. The resulting patterns are fascinating, especially if you haven't seen these mathematical shapes before. Marbled, having an irregular pattern of streaks like marble. The coloration and abstract swirls look very cool. Monocopsis, the subtle but persistent feeling of being out of place. Interestingly, the AI displays this as a plant that looks exactly like a real photograph. Nebulous, in the form of a cloud or haze. Hazy. This produces strangely colourful mists in space. Nephogram, a photograph of a cloud or clouds. Mostly clouds and atmospheric textures. Noctilucent, night shining, often referring to high-altitude clouds. It's reminiscent of summer nights with that specific reflective glow in the sky. Ombraphilus, capable of withstanding or thriving in much rain. This results in some very strange-looking mushrooms. Parhelion, a bright spot in the sky appearing on either side of the sun. A sundog. It generates a collection of unique lens flare effects. Pavonine, of or like a peacock. It's a bit surprising how literal this is, bringing up lots of peacock illustrations. Pellucid, translucently clear. While it's close to the default style, there is still something distinct about the clarity. Pentagonal, relating to a polygon with 5 sides. The AI isn't very accurate here. You get some pentagons, but a lot of other random shapes too. Pervenche, the French word for periwinkle. This leads to cute flower illustrations and nice colours. Petrichor, a pleasant smell that frequently accompanies the first rain after a long period of warm, dry weather. The look is similar to the baseline, but with an illustrative or anime twist. Phosphorescence, light emitted by a substance without combustion or perceptible heat. Pyramidal, shaped like a pyramid. Exactly as expected, everything comes out pyramid-shaped. Refraction, the fact or phenomenon of light, radio waves, etc., being deflected in passing obliquely through the interface between one medium and another. Expect colourful, interesting lighting shifts. Resplendence, the quality of being brilliant or splendid. This yields intricate, painterly images. Rugose, wrinkled or corrugated. This works well for macro photography, making simple, zoomed-in textures look special. Sinusoidal, relating to a mathematical curve that describes a smooth, periodic oscillation. The output is completely unique and looks unlike anything else in the set. Solitude, the state or situation of being alone. This creates very misty, atmospheric landscapes. Striated, marked with slender, parallel streaks or ridges. It's very stripy, but the texture is interesting to look at. Toroidal, relating to or shaped like a torus, a donut shape. Some very intricate, circular geometries. Vesicular, marked by many small cavities or bubbles. This has a microscopic look, with very fine, complex details. Viridian, a bluish-green pigment. More anime-inspired art, specifically focused on green tones. Xylographic, relating to wood engraving. It can be a little harsh, but the blocky effect on the faces is a cool touch. Alright, that is what we got out of the raw style. I must say, it is only slightly different from the default 8.1 style. It did occasionally throw in more photorealistic style, and there was less of an inclination towards the dark fantasy, skulls, horns, and circles. It could also have been the different set of words that were somehow more recognizable by an AI, and not that obscure as the obscure words of the last video. We did have some more materials and colours in this selection, so might have been that. But I hope you have enjoyed this closer look at the raw style's inner workings. There weren't that many amazing images here, but it is certainly a step up from the regular V8 model. Let me know what you think. Do you usually prefer the raw style over the default style? I thank you so much for watching, and let's continue prompting.